Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Julie. Today I have a layout share. These are all the layouts I've created using these Stampin' Up products since I've joined back in May. Let's get started. I have tons of beautiful layouts to share with you. Let's start with this one right here. This layout was an exclusive layout that was created during a class for the CDT membership where we explored specialty papers. And this paper here does not disappoint. This is Nature's Sweetness and it is perfect for wedding photos. Yes, I'm still documenting my wedding album. I use these layered leaves right here. I use them in that textured gold paper, vellum. It embosses and cuts beautifully. All the shimmer and shine is perfect for any wedding layout. I love the way this layout came together. I created my title here using my Cricut, and these layered leaves here really do create the perfect cluster. This is the very first layout I created using Stampin' Up products. This is a paper pumpkin kit, believe it or not, and I decided to kind of divvy it up in thirds and see what else I could come up with. I love the way this layout turned out, and I even brought in some of that textured metallic paper. It is so good. It die cuts beautifully, and it is the perfect accent when you are trying to create clusters. So this was using 1/3 of that paper pumpkin collection, and it was the January 2023. This is layout number 2 from that same kit, and when I first shared it here on my channel, I didn't have photos, and then I'm making a huge effort to put in photos on my layout. So this one here is documenting the bug shack. You're probably going to say, what? The bug shack? Well, back in 2022, Diane, my mother-in-law, grandma, really wanted to go back to Sandbanks, and she rented one of these little shacks. And it's a shack. Do you see these wooden little planks here? Well, there's really big holes where bugs would come in at night, and they would have to do a sweep to make sure that there was no bugs in the shack. Jasmine really doesn't like bugs, and I think that the bug shack might be one of the reasons why. We did go rescue her after a week. We enjoyed a beautiful day at Sandbanks. I think that camping is not going to be in her future, but there is a process video for that, and I will create a full playlist just in case you've missed a few of those videos. This layout here was another first for me. I was using 6x6 papers to create 12x12 pages, and I really love the way that this turned out. This here was inspired by a sketch from the creative design team, and I love that I was able to add so many photos. This day at Glacier Bay was a day to remember, and I'm so glad I got to experience it with my very good friend Janice. Now you'll see that I did a little treatment here on the title, and if you want to see how that came together, you can watch the process video and kind of enjoy the whole layering of this layout. I really love the way that it turned out, and I'm glad it was documented. This layout here is another layout that was created for the CDT members where we explored different ways to do masking. And I have a bit of a confession to make. I did redo my title right here. Originally, I didn't have a lot of Stampin' Up products, and I didn't have the matching cardstock, and the color was really a little bit too intense. In these photos here, I'm documenting outdoor photos, but I did want to bring in some of that pink tone that is from this pattern paper. And yes, this pattern paper is a 6x6. Again, by strategically placing your photos, you can use 6x6 papers and create beautiful 12x12 layouts. I'm really happy on how this turned out, and I'm kind of happy I took the time to change my layout and tone down the color I had chosen originally. This layout is once again created from a card kit. And in the original video, I share with you how I created this really cool gilded technique using an embossing folder. You're gonna want to see that video. And again, by placing my photos strategically, I'm able to use papers that are meant for card fronts and card backs and even card envelopes and create a beautiful layout. The title here was kept out of that same paper. This is the alphabet a la mode. I really love this alphabet. And here I've got the smaller alphabet. I think it's called mini alphabet. I'll make sure to list all the products that are available down below. But I really, really love the way that this layout turned out, and especially this really cool technique using an embossing folder on your layouts. This one here is layout number 2 from that same paper kit. I've kept this one here in the page protectors, so there's a little bit of glare, but I wanted to show you here that I absolutely wanted to add a photo of each of the girls at the tea house. We had such a grand time. And again, this beautiful paper translates quite well on 12 by 12 layouts. I did create my title here using my Cricut. And once again, I brought in that beautiful embossing folder at the bottom. Even though I didn't do any distressing to this one here, I think that it's just that perfect base to my page and it looks fantastic. This layout right here has 14 photos, believe it or not. And by using flip flaps and by printing them in different sizes, it doesn't overwhelm the page. I really love this memory of this layout. This layout right here was part of a video collaboration with the creative design team where we all pick this photo here as the primary photo, and then we expanded on our take with other photos and other colors. Now, you've probably seen some of these process videos, and you will notice that most of the girls chose colors that were deep in colors and rich and greens and browns, and I decided to take a bit of a left turn, which is something I normally do, and I brought in some pink and blue, and I really, really love the way that it still accentuate all of these photos. I brought in, again, an embossing folder to really give some details without overwhelming the page, and I love the way this turned out. This is again using 6x6 papers, and by seaming them together, I don't think you can tell that this is 6x6 paper. When I created this layout, I was so drawn into the photos and trying to get it just right that I actually had a typo on my title, and a few of you noticed and you did reach out to me and I was able to correct it. Yes, we do use the U here in Canada, but that Y was definitely a typo. So thank you for pointing that out, and I was able to correct that, and now I can put this in my scrapbook. These layouts here were probably one of the last videos I've done here on my channel, and you can see that there's no photos. Now, I'm really trying to add photos to all of my layouts, but this one here I really can't. This is for an event that's going to happen in the future. So this is going to be my page that I'm going to use for my Christmas in 2024. I brought in the pinwheel die set, and I love how it instantly turns any page into a very festive page. This is layout number 1, and I'm not sure if you can see here, but I use that negative piece and I layered that with gold and green cardstock, and that makes for a really cool accent on this page. This is layout number 2 from this workshop, and I did have a few comments where people were saying this green background doesn't translate into Christmas. Well, if you're like me and most people, you're going to be wearing red, or there's going to be red in all of your photos. I really do feel that having this neutral green background and red photos here will really help them pop. It's got that gold touch to it, which instantly brings a little bit of festivity to the page. Again, the pinwheels were done using that awesome die, And I really do feel that once I add my photos in here, the pop of red is going to really bring this layout to life. Now, as part of this workshop, layout number 3, you can't have all Christmas layouts and not include New Year's layout. This one done up all in gold is definitely very glamorous. And again, you'll see that I brought back this really cool embossing folder. It really adds that perfect touch to this layout. All of these pinwheels here have been done using vellum paper. I have a few alphabets here. This is alphabet a la mode, so 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. This is an older alphabet from Close to My Heart. All of the projects that I've shared with you today were done using Stampin' Up products. I hope you've picked up a little bit of inspiration to help you along your crafty journey. If you'd like to see the complete playlist, I will add it right here at the end. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.